Hello ladies, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about some tricks that you can use to get customers to stay in champagne rooms longer and to do more lap dances. So a really good way to get people to spend more money is using the power of suggestion. So this could also be known as hypnotizing, I guess. There are books on it. Some people would consider it like hypnosis, but whatever you want to call it, it's all the same thing. It does actually work, and I feel like it works really good on men in the club. So I'm going to give you just a couple different ways how you can use it. So first of all, if you are in a champagne room or in a lap dance and you want this person to do another one or continue buying more, right before the end of the dance or the room, maybe about 5 minutes or so before it's over with, start saying things like, oh, do you have to leave right away after this? Oh, I'm so comfortable and happy with you. I wish we didn't have to leave. Things like that. Usually that will get him to want to stay or continue what you guys are doing. If you just use these suggestions instead of outright asking, I feel like outright asking doesn't get you what you want as much as suggesting it. So if you just say like these, they're kind of subliminal, I guess, but if you just say things like, I'm so happy to be here right now, you're so nice, and we're having such a good time together. I wish this didn't have to end. Things like that. And when you say these things, make sure that you are giving good eye contact and that you are nodding while you say these things, because that's also a good way to get people to agree with you when you are using suggestions. Usually that helps them get into the idea of saying yes and agreeing to what you are suggesting. So make sure you give good eye contact, nod and smile while you're doing this. And usually 9 times out of 10, he should agree to it and pull out his credit card or whatever. So also another tactic, if you have regulars, and if you're trying to get money or some item out of a regular, maybe you want somebody to buy you something. And this only works on people that you have rapport with. So that's why I say they need to be like regular customers, like customers that come in and see you, or that tend to favor you when they come in. So what you would do is you got to plant the seed first. So what you would do is start talking about an item that you want. So let's just use an example. Let's just use a watch as an example. So I would say plant the seed 1 or 2 times. So have 2 separate conversations about this watch. Like just get really excited about it. Maybe show him pictures, just talk about it. Don't ask him about buying it or anything like that. Unless of course he would, but for now, don't say anything about buying it or asking him for money or anything like that. Just talk about it. And then maybe the 3rd or 4th time you see him, ask him about that conversation when you were talking about wanting that item. Just ask him about it. Be like, oh, do you remember when we talked about you buying me that watch? And what you've done is by saying, buy me this watch, you're putting that command into a regular sentence. So now that command is in his subconscious mind. And even though you didn't technically ask him to buy that watch, he's gonna still think about it for a second and be like, well, no, or yes, or whatever he says. And then if he asks, like, well, why do you want to know that? You know, you don't just say, oh, no reason, I was just trying to remember when we talked about it, or whatever, you know, and make up something. But now that you put that command, though, in his mind, you have planted that seed, and usually, you know, he probably will end up buying it for you in the future. Maybe you can set it up too where you have a fake birthday coming up, or some kind of, you know, celebration where you could receive a gift, like maybe it's a holiday, and he probably will end up buying it for you. So it's just it's a really good way to get things out of people. You can use this on pretty much anybody. I mean, it's not just like a strip club like technique, but I have found that has worked really well. And sometimes using the power of suggestion is just like easier to get people to spend money than outright asking. Because sometimes I feel like outright asking doesn't get the same results as suggesting. So if you ladies have any more further questions, feel free to leave it below, and we will see you in the next video.